morning, people. Another beautiful day. Yeah. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. What? And it's Thursday, the 19th. Time flies. Anyway, look. You know, when it comes to video games, you got to be all in. You have to be all in, you know. You know, when it comes to video games, you know, some people, you got to have a deep love and a passion for this. You got to have a deep love and a passion and an understanding for this. You can't just try to use your looks and just claiming that makes you a gamer. It doesn't. You got to be in this from day one, okay? And you can see it on YouTube, you know, like who's all in and who ain't. And when it comes to, you know, content, you know, you have to put you got to put out a content every day, you know, to stay consistent. You got to really love this stuff to do it. And this is the same thing that's going on with Ubuntu. You know, they weren't into gaming like they were supposed to, and I think that's why Valve choose Arch Linux with Steam OS over Ubuntu. So now all of a sudden Ubuntu now is trying to get back into gaming, but they weren't committed. They weren't committed to gaming from day one. And once the Steam Deck came out and Valve chose Arch Linux and Steam OS over Ubuntu, now all of a sudden you want to see Ubuntu trying to get back into gaming, so to speak. When it comes to this video game stuff, you got to be all in. You got to be all in. Listen to this. Cononical is recruiting devs for Ubuntu gaming team. It says Cononical is on the hunt for a software engineer to join its Ubuntu gaming experience team. That's the maker of Ubuntu is looking to fill roles like this. Is not unexpected, of course. Cononical said it was going all in on gaming when it unveils the Steam Snap app for testing in April and began scouting for a desktop gaming manager in January. Says with another job posting, it seems that they really are intent on doing it. We are in an exciting time, sorry about that, for gaming on Linux. Compatibility tools like Proton have matured and many native Windows titles can be made to work, massively expanding the library of titles available on Linux, Cononical writes in its job posting. Look, when it comes to video games, you have to be in it. You can't, most people, you see a lot of people, they try to use video games as a publicity stunt to get attention and to get recognition. When it comes to this video game stuff, you have to be all in, and you have to see this through. So when Valve decided to make the Steam Deck and they chose Steam OS with Arch Linux, it didn't look good for Ubuntu because they were never all in gaming like they were supposed to. You know, they weren't into gaming like in the high times and the low times, in the times when stuff is not happening. You know, they weren't all in. Now all of a sudden now they want to go all in. Anyway, listen to this. Says here, where am I at? Says here, anyone applying for, wait a minute, where am I at? Oh, now I got it. It says, anyone applying for a software engineer position as listed on Conical's career site will need to know their way around the tech integrals to modern Linux gaming. Experience in sound graphics input and have some familiarity or interest in OpenGL, Vulkan, Mesa, Wine, ET, and AI. This says Ubuntu gaming level up. Gaming is an area Ubuntu really wants to make its inroads. But why? Valve passed on using Ubuntu for Steam OS, the Linux-based distro puring away in critical adored Steam Deck console. Plus, Ubuntu is rarely mentioned by techs, influencers, blogs, and YouTubers as the best Linux distro for gaming, but some Ubuntu-based offshoot such as Pop! OS are. Fact is, Ubuntu just isn't cool these days. When it comes to video games, you have to be all in. Okay, you have to be all in. You got to be all in from day one, and you got to see things all the way through. And I think the devs at Ubuntu took gaming for granted, and I think Valve was looking at that. Probably Valve was looking at that and using that to say, okay, you know what? You guys don't take gaming seriously. We got to use an operating system that really takes gaming seriously. And I think that's the decision they made. But anyway, it says here, Cononical is sensitive to this. Not only is it once again investing in community with hired projects and even like bringing back Ubuntu Developer Summit, but also in maligned desktop as seen here with gaming, but also their broader ambitions for 22.10 and beyond. It's talking about Ubuntu 22.10. But what about 18? And you got people that's still using 18. You got people that's still using 20. You got people that's still using 16. So yeah, they got some work to do. But anyway, it says here, if Ubuntu is seen to be great for gaming, it will be considered good enough for anything else people want to do. A great gaming experience is a major yardstick for performance. Ace that and the rest is easy. Yeah, gaming is a part of your hobbies and your entertainment. And video games is what pushes the computer industry. That's why you see these video card manufacturers always coming out with new video cards. Motherboard manufacturers always coming out with new motherboards to keep up with the high demands of video games. So when Ubuntu got into gaming from day one, they should have stayed the course, you know. And I guess they didn't. So when the Steam Deck came out and they're using Arch Linux, the Steam Deck now with Valve, they're putting Linux gaming front and center. And then I guess Ubuntu must have saw the missed opportunity, and now they're trying to make changes. But anyway, it says here, but created a team dedicated to making gaming on Ubuntu better than it is one thing. Creating teams with the talent making gaming Ubuntu first class is another. It says here, got what it takes? You can learn more over on the Cononical's career website. Be prepared for what comes next. Cononical's hiring methods aren't said to be the most friendly, as a couple of prospective employees recently divulged in several Reddit threads that went viral. On the upside, the position is remote, meaning you can work in your underwear, and there are travel opportunities included. So, if you are a software engineer and you got this, and you know OpenGL, and you know Vulkan, where is it here? Where does it says here? OpenGL, Vulkan, Mesa, Wine, ET, and AI, then the job is for you, you know, and you got to be fully committed to this, you know. That's what it comes down to when it comes to Ubuntu gaming. gaming with Ubuntu operating system. You have to be fully committed into this, and you got to. First of all, you got to love video games. It has to come deep within the heart. It can't be no surface thing like facial appearance thing. No, you got to be really in depth in this to do this. So, as far as like gaming on Ubuntu goes, I mean the gaming section in Ubuntu needs work. It do. Look, I use Ubuntu 16 and 18, and they have Quake 3 in the game section, and I've been trying to get that to work since day one. Still can't get it. And then yes, there's a Quake for Linux, but to get that on Amazon, you're gonna pay some money for it. So like the game Quake in Ubuntu 18.4 and 16, they need updates, and they should in that gaming section they should have had a store where I could go where I can buy the game or buy the expansions or whatever, and then add it to what I already have, and then be able to play it. So they really need to take care of that. But when it comes to video games, you need to be all in with this. You need to be all in with this, and seeing things through. And because when Valve came out with the Steam Deck, they were looking at everything, and they chose Arch Linux, and once that happened, Proton and Vulkan became the talk of the town, and Valve, the Steam Deck put Linux, the Steam Deck put Linux gaming front and center. And I guess the devs at Ubuntu saw the missed opportunity that they just missed, but now they want to make changes. So yeah. But when it comes to this gaming stuff, man, you have to be all in. You can't half step on it. Look, like for me, like when it comes to this YouTube stuff, I'll say that for later. I'll say that for another video. So when it comes to gaming, man, you have to be all in on this one, and you got to keep up with it. Keep up with the changes, keep up with the times and stuff like that, and then go on from there. But we'll see what the devs we'll see what this does to Ubuntu in the long run, as far as like 22.10 is concerned, as far as like gaming is concerned as a whole. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek fan. Or Dark Side. Go.